Right, this one is Marvel 2 for 178, starring The Thing and Wonder Man. Terror in Tinseltown. What do I have to say about this cover? Absolutely nothing. It is a cover I cannot think of a single thing to comment on. It is by the book's interior artist. That is nice, I guess. I like when the cover is the same artist as the inside. This is by David Michelinie and Don Wilson, based on a plot by Tom Falcon. Tom Falcon was considered the regular writer of the series at this point. He followed the great Marky Mark G. Daniel LaRusso run, which had made Marvel 2 for 1 finally feel like it wasn't a waste of time. Tom Falcon starts off with a fun Avengers team-up, and unless I am forgetting, the issue just before this one featured your favourites, the Circus of Crime. Our plot begins when we see that they have made a TV show about The Thing, and he isn't too happy because he wasn't even consulted or aware. It is very inaccurate too. He is called Monster Man, and he has a kid sidekick called Kid Monstro. And the twist is, and I kind of hate this, Wonder Man is playing Monster Man. Rather than gripe about that, let's appreciate Don Wilson's pure Jack Quimbyisms with that ridiculous camera they film Monster Man with. It looks like a fucking cannon. The camera and its ludicrously complicated design will be part of the villain's plot. Don't you worry. The big wig producer is Mr. Silverberg, and the Thing shows up and crushes that silly camera, and then takes out his anger on Wonder Man. The issue sets up that he and Wonder Man are meant to be great pals, but I didn't see it myself. I think it's just that one Marvel 2 for 1, the Hank Miller one. Can't remember who wrote it. I would guess Christopher Clairvoyance. But that featured The Thing's infamous poker games, and Wonder Man was there. That seems to be the only meaningful interaction they have had before this issue. We learn that Silverberg isn't the brains behind any of his successful telly shows, but this mysterious and very clearly evil man called Mr. Moses is. He has plans for the entire human race. Avengers cameo, back at Avengers House. Wonder Man is working out in the training room with Smurf. I do really like Don Wilson's art for most of this issue. So then, Thing, he seeks legal advice, but the story has to happen, so Ben Matlock pretends that there is no case here when there obviously is. Wonder Man, I thought I would talk about his acting career and how I don't really like it. My belief, my honest-to-God belief, is that everything about this era of Wonder Man is based on this one photo of Christopher Reeve in a bathrobe. David Michelinie or someone saw this picture and went, that's Wonder Man. And so Wonder Man started wearing his red jacket, sunglasses, and he was now an actor. The acting, Wonder Man suddenly was interested in acting, and began his acting career in David Miscellaneous's first proper issue on Avengers 181. First page too, set up from the first page. It comes out of left field. Wonder Man had never expressed any interest in that before, but David Miscellaneous ends up writing a lot of Wonder Man pursuing an acting career stories. The real problem with Wonder Man as an actor, though, is like another Marvel star and their singing career. There is never a consistent answer to the question, are they successful at it? If Wonder Man is a good or an in-demand actor, it will vary writer to writer, or it won't even be mentioned at all. I think it's clear I am not a big lover of it, and part of that is because of that inconsistency on his career. Anyway, it turns out that Mr. Moses is actually Xemnu, the villain Xemnu. He is using TV to try and hypnotise the world. He did a similar thing in an ad story, Marvel Feature 3. If you want to know more about Xemnu, I talked about him in my review of Defenders 11. Xemnu, he mesmerises Wonder Man. He makes Wonder Man keep doing the show. Wonder Man was going to quit, but now he's not. And the rest is a pretty straightforward escalation of the conflict. Thing is still in a huff, and so he goes back to trash the studio, and he finds another camera, and instead of destroying it this time, he realises it is being used to subliminally control people. And so the brainwashed Wonder Man battles Thing. I'm sure one of Jason Byrne's issues, also drawn by Don Wilson, as a mind-controlled Wonder Man fight Thing. The fight does last quite a while. Xemnu also sends some vegetables after Thing. And as the two heroes punch each other, there is a completely pointless, unnecessary cutaway to Fantastic Force HQ, where Thing's blind girlfriend, Kerry Washington, is sad. And Mr. Fantastical says everything will be okay. Something that this issue states plainly is that Wonder Man is stronger than Thing. Wonder Man has strength that far surpasses Thing. This bit where Thing attempts to lift Wonder Man's barbells, Thing can barely do it, and he is surprised that Wonder Man can do so easily. And then Xemnu warps the barbells into a coil around Thing. Our ending is rubbish, sadly. Wonder Man snaps out of it, and before the two can work together to thwart Xemnu, he escapes in an escape pod. No resolution or retribution is had. In terms of story and character, I don't think this is worth anything, but it does entertain. It might be a big criticism to say that it lacks a complete story, but it's not until it's over that you feel that burnout. It's a fun enough read until then, so I give it 7 thumbs up.